Have you been wandering Jianghu for a while now, fighting lots of bad guys, wandering through the wilderness, kicking some butt, or getting your butt kicked? But maybe now you want to settle down, find some peace and a place to call your own? Well, this is the guide for you. That's right, I'm Nimer, and today I'll show you how to get your very own house. So there are actually two different ways to get a house. The first one is to exchange it at the NPC, and the second one is to buy it at auction. And I'll talk about these in a minute, but first I think it would really help you if you check out this guide by Katsa on the different house types and what type of courtyard they have, because I think it gives you a good idea of what you might like and what house will suit you. But anyway, here is the first method, which is the NPC Exchange. Now you can find the home building NPCs in Yanjing at the location I just showed you, and you have to talk to the home building officer. And once you talk to him, you'll see this exchange interface appear, and pretty much it has tokens for all the different type of houses, including the island house. And the island house is a bit different, so I'll talk about it later. But pretty much for each of the houses, you see it has these common materials and a house exchange voucher. And each one is pretty similar, slightly different materials, but nothing too uncommon. And with the voucher, you can get it under the Make Furniture tab. So one voucher actually costs 10 Ming residence tokens. And these tokens can be found in instances when you finish the boss and you get your personal loot. Sometimes it will appear there. And when I say sometimes, I mean sometimes. It can be quite hard to come across these when you're trying to grind for them, so good luck with that. So for each type of house, you need 10 Ming residence tokens, apart from the island house, which you need a special house exchange voucher. And what that means is that you need 10 of these Chinese island permission tokens. Now these ones are even rarer to drop, and they only drop in high level instances, so it is quite tricky to get that type of house. The other things that are in the interface is the expansion for the type of houses. So there are actually 3 levels for each house, and as you can see, each level costs 10 Ming residence tokens, apart from the Courtyard expansion, which I'll also talk about later. But anyway, now it's time to move on to the second method of how to get a house, and that is through buying it through auction. Now what you have to do is go to your map, go to the third tab on the left, which brings you to the Home/Falcon interface, and you'll notice there are 3 tabs on the side, and you have to go to the third one. What that will do is open up a list of houses that are for sale in the map that you're in. So it lists what type of house it is and the location. And as I said, it's only for the houses in that map. So if you want to go buy a house in another map, you should physically go to that map and open this interface. You'll see that it also shows the remaining bid time. So pretty much these houses are ones that players haven't cleaned for a long time, so they've lost their durability and they're now on the market. To be able to check the details of the house, you can go to the first tab again and then go to Citywide and click on the location of the house. You might have to check on the map first, but when you click it, a list of all of the people who live there will appear. And you can see at the very bottom one, there's a little symbol next to it that means that it's for sale, and you can see that one there. You can see the size has 1 star next to it, which means it's level 1. For example, this one here, it's level 3, which means that all 3 expansions of the house have been opened. So the style is actually the same thing, but for the courtyard. So really the size and the courtyard size is something important that you should pay attention to, because it'll save you a lot of time and effort down the road. Another thing to keep in mind is the location of the house, because it acts as a teleport point for you and your friends, so it's handy to have it next to daily or somewhere else convenient. So once you've selected the house that you want, just click on the join auction button and put in the amount that you want to bid. And something to keep in mind is that other players can join the bidding too, so keep an eye on the remaining bid time and make sure that you're going to be the winner if that's the house that you really want. So once you have won the bid, then you actually have to wait 24 hours before you can access the house. So just keep that in mind. So before I continue, I just want to explain something to maybe the newer players, which is how to apply to visit your friend's house, because it's very handy. You just have to put in your friend's name and it will appear. And when it appears, you have to right click it and apply to visit home. And then they have to accept your application. After that, you can go back to the My Home and you'll see that the name will appear on your list of friends. And from there, you can just right click on their name and visit the home whenever you'd like. So now you can click on the Returning Home button and it will transport you to your new house. So you'll arrive inside the house itself, not in the courtyard, because you haven't expanded that yet. So as you can see, there's a big room in the middle, one to the left and one to the right. So actually when you first arrive, you'll only have this big one here, and you can see I've unlocked the second room already and there's a third one waiting to be unlocked over there. I'm just going to explain the different icons now. So first up we have this buff and it's the Feng Shui. I'm not sure if I said that right, but it's the Feng Shui buff, and it depends on like the placement of the furniture in your house and how many Feng Shui points it gives. Next up we have the home introduction, so you can see that it's a level 2 house. You can change the name there, and then it also has the courtyard size, the style of the house, the durability as well. And with the durability, you can see in the bottom right hand corner there too, but pretty much over time it will decrease. So you need to have friends come in, or even your olds come in and sweep the house, which will recover the durability. And you don't want it to hit 0 for too long, because you can lose your house if you don't maintain it and it has 0 durability for too long. So just be careful. So next up we have the extend feature. So obviously we still need the expansion token for this, which is the one that I showed from the NPC at the start. But it also shows the benefits, and it shows that we do not have enough luxury points. To increase luxury points, you can just add more furniture, and high quality furniture will give more luxury points, so that's one way of doing it. It also shows you how to expand your courtyard. Now, when you first get your house, you're not going to have a courtyard, so you will have to click the expand button. The house that I bought on auction already had the courtyard, so I'm not sure about this step, but I'm pretty sure it's free and you just have to click the expand button. There is no restriction on getting the courtyard, so as soon as you get your house, you should be able to get the courtyard. That's pretty much it for this section. So moving on, we have the furniture warehouse. Now in this function, you can see that there are different types of furniture and the products that you can use to build them. Something to keep in mind though is that for the higher level furniture, some of them require New World items. So at the moment we can't actually access the New World anymore, but we can get the materials by going to the coordinates I listed and talking to an NPC there who can change regular items for New World items. So just keep that in mind. The next function is hiring a maid, but you know, you can just hire your friends, so you don't need to hire NPCs to sweep your house for you, but pretty much they increase durability. So here's the visitation list, so you can see who's come by your house, who's used your buffs, and who swept your house, so you can find out who your true friends are, whether they sweep your house or not. But anyway, going on to the next thing, you'll also see that there is a backpack icon which just shows your bags, so nothing to see there. There's also the placement mode for the furniture on the left hand side, so if you click that you can place your furniture around, but that's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much all you have to do is just click on it, place it how you want, and if you want to rotate it, you just have to click on the icon and adjust view, and then you can just rotate it like that. The last thing that I want to show you is that you can use your furniture to give you like cultivation buffs just by right clicking on them and using it. So you've got like the food, the bath, the bed, they can all be used for buffs. So now that it's time to leave, you have two options: either head to the courtyard or go back to the old world. When you click go back to the old world, you can either leave home, which sends you back to where you came from originally, or leave home and go to the gate, which sends you just outside of the house location. So now I'll head out to the courtyard and give you a brief tour. Now keep in mind everyone's courtyard is going to be different depending on the house. So this one might be a bit different than the one that you get, but the functions are all pretty much the same as far as I know. So here's the spot for the Wei Chi. If we go over here, there's the calligraphy place. There's also a music place in the pond. And if you go over here, you'll see a guy with a carriage. Now what happens with this is like a daily quest, I guess. You can give him this furniture, and in exchange he'll give you a reward after 24 hours. And the reward could be Ming residence tokens or like other decorative things. So last but not least, here's the furniture merchant who sells different types of furniture for Banliang, so you can use that for the quest that I just mentioned or just to decorate your house. And that is the end of this guide. I didn't go into too many details about the Courtyard feature because I'm not really sure about some of it myself because I haven't fully explored it, so I might save that for another video in the future. But thanks so much for watching and making it this far. It's been a bit of a longer video than usual. But yeah, I hope that you learned a lot today, and I'll see you next time, and may all of your Wushu adventures go well.